Hey guys, on today's vlog I want to talk to you guys about real estate photography. So some of the common concerns that I had, the struggles that I had when I was first doing real estate photography, and if I could tell myself in the past some advice, it would be get a good camera, full frame, preferably camera, and I would definitely invest in a wide angle lens right away. Do not be cheap. And get it. Somehow get the wide angle lens. Do not try to, do a 20 millimeter, 20. No. Try to get the lowest, preferably 12 millimeters and up. Preferably 14 millimeters. I right now have the 14 millimeters to it's a Sigma 14 millimeter to 24 millimeter, I believe, and that's been a great lens for me. It's been a great lens for me as of now. And the reason that you want to get a wide angle lens is because you need to see all of the room in a real estate property. I can show you some photos. Of how that looks. But it's very important in real estate photography. It's technique. A guy, I forgot the guy's name, but a guy said there's different equipment for different techniques and looks. So one thing does not fit all of photography. For all of you new photographers, videographers, and just learning, 100%, if you buy one lens, it's not going to work for everything. It's just not. I learned that the hard way. Honestly, I burnt myself, my business name, myself, from past clients where I tried to make it work with a 20 millimeter lens, and the video was just, the video was just bad because it was just very tight into the room. When shooting real estate photography, when you're looking into a room, the rooms are small. They're not huge. They're not landscapes. So you need to invest in a wide angle lens, 100%. I don't know how you're gonna afford it. I don't know how. Everybody has different, situations, different levels, 100%. Some people can afford it right away. Some people can't. But if you one of the people that can't, figure it out. Use your brain, right? You have an amazing brain. Use it. So figure that out. Get a good lens, not too expensive, not too cheap. You want it to be very good lens. I have a Sony camera, the Sony A7 III, and I use a Sigma 14 millimeter to 24 millimeter, I believe. Since I don't use a 24 millimeter, I always use 14, 15, or 16. That is it. I never use any of the above ones unless I'm shooting, like zooming in a little bit more, shooting the exterior and I'm just too far away. I don't want to get too close. I'm like, I'll just zoom in really quick. Saves me the time of moving the tripod forward. Anyways, I just want to let you guys know, invest in a good wide angle lens. They are pricey. They're like $1,200 on Amazon, but you need to invest in a good lens so that you do not have the struggles, do not feel the pain points of losing 3 to 4 clients. That's what happened to me. I lost money, I lost time, I lost potential, business because I was being cheap. I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought that one lens was good for everything, which is not. I had a kit lens. So invest in a wide angle lens. So real estate photography, you want to be at a 16 millimeter standard, industry standard. If you can go lower, 14 millimeters, 15 millimeters, it's great because you have a you have more of a wiggle room. So when you're in a very tight space, you can open up that wideness a little bit more to capture it a little bit more. And you know, it's not a huge difference, but it'll save you on those really small closets, for instance, those small, you know, laundry rooms, bathrooms where they're just really small. You kind of need to widen it up, you know. So that's when you really want to use a 14 millimeter. Standard real estate photography, you want to be at 16 millimeters. 15, 16 is a good place to be. Also, you can go to 12 millimeters. Anything lower is just gonna start fisheye. You don't want the fisheye unnatural look. It'll start to distort the room. It just starts to push it out more, stretch the sides of the image more. So I wouldn't recommend that, because you don't want your real estate agents, your clients, to be like, hey, this is misrepresenting. This is misrepresenting, and you don't want that look for yourself. You want to be professional right off the first, you know, right off the bat, right? So make sure you invest in a good wide angle lens. Remember, industry standard is 16 millimeters. And if you want wiggle room, what's helped me a lot is 14 millimeters. So I have the Sigma 14 millimeter to 24, and that's perfect. I'll tell you why it's perfect. It's perfect because it saves you, it gives you that wiggle room. So that's my 2 cents on which lens to buy for real estate. And of course, you know, get it on a full frame. If you have an APS-C, the crop sensor lens, obviously you want to go into a more wider lens so that the crop can be like adjusted. I'm not too sure what the 1.6 times crop, I believe. So if you have a 12 millimeter, you can use it on a crop sensor. Here, let me turn this off. It's being annoying. Okay, going to my next shoot. It's pretty far, so it's telling me where to go. So, but yeah, so if you have a crop sensor, you want to have a 12 millimeter lens so that it can compensate for 15 to 16 millimeter. So that's the area you want to be. I wouldn't suggest too much being in the 17 millimeter, because I had 17 millimeter and I had 2 real estate agents tell me that, hey, you know, it's not wide enough. I feel like it's too tight. And you know, when 1 or 2 people start saying something, you better switch quick, because then you lose that business. They go into the next person that does have a wider lens. So don't be that person. Don't be that person that doesn't have a wide lens. Be the person that has already the wide lens. Learn from my mistake. I've lost a lot. I've lost like 5 real estate agents that are producing 1 to 2 houses every two months. They get a house, and I lost those business because I didn't know. And this video is 100% to show my anger on why I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have been stingy with my money, and I should have just bought the good stuff. You know, this video should be a awakening. Like, if you're like on the fence, like, oh, should I do this? Oh, should I do that? Yes, you should. You should buy the wide angle lens. Industry standard is 16 millimeters wide. To be safe, 14 millimeters. Do not get the Tamron 17 millimeter 24, 28. You can get it, but that extra millimeter will make a small difference with those picky clients. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. That would be my second suggestion. If you don't have the money to go wider, then go with the Tamron. It's like about 850 bucks on Amazon. So, I mean, if you don't want to spend too much, if you can work around it, if if you know that your agents are not going to be crazy fixated on the wideness of the rooms, then yeah, you can go with 17 millimeter to 28 millimeter. But I would 100% suggest 16 to 35 millimeter lens is a good lens. But obviously, I want to be safe. You want to be safe, because there will be those small closets, those small rooms that you just need to go a little bit wider, 15 to 14, and that will be it. So 100% hope that works out for you. Maybe you guys have a question like, oh, should I do this, should I do that? Learn from my mistakes. You know, it's a rant of me. I wish I would have known this sooner, and I did know it sooner. It's just that I was stingy on my money on buying the $1,200 lens, so I wasn't too sure if I wanted to do that. But what's more important, investing $1,200 and losing, you know, $5,000 over here. So, you know, it's up to you guys. And it also works for videos.